Hey YouTube, got another video review for you today. This one is a product called Lure Lock, and it's from a company by the name of Tack Logic. These guys brought this product out last year at the 2018 ICAST show, and I just wanted to run through some of the features and let you know about the product. I just got it just a few days ago, and anyways, I wanted to show it to you. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you're in your kitchen. That's right. And I know all you fishermen have been in your kitchen, and your wives probably griped at you for having stuff strode everywhere. So yeah, this is coming live from the kitchen. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how this this tackle box works. It's called the Lure Locker, and basically it holds 5 of the Lure Lock boxes in it. And it's got a nice heavy-duty case. It's got some nice latches here on the front. I'll show you that here in a minute. But I wanted to show you the back. It's got something really cool. It's got a place to hang this up on the wall. And so you could load these things down with tackle and just hang it on your wall. If you've got an enclosed kayak trailer, or if you're a kayaker, if you want to hang it up in your garage, you can do that. And it's got these little areas here for you to add a clip for a strap, and you can get that strap. They sell it separately. I didn't get it, but because I'll just use the carrying handle. But anyways, let me show you these little latches here on the front. You just pull them over, and they got a nice solid sound to them, so it don't sound like they're gonna loosen up and pop open on you. So it does sound like it latches really sturdy, so that's a good thing. And then when you open it up, you just drop it down, and you can reach all your tackle boxes really easy. And the cool thing that I like about these tackle boxes is they have big latches on them. And if you've used some of the other tackle boxes from some of the other brands, well, I'll show you one. This is a tackle box from just from another brand, and the little latch that you use to open it, it just broke off on me. They try to make everything as cheap as possible now, and you can see this side's broke as well. So I don't have any way to latch it closed. So I just stuck some spoons in there, and that I don't use very often. But anyways, that's one thing that I do like about these. They have oversized latches, so they're easy to get to and open them up. Then when you open it up, it's pretty much just like your typical tackle boxes. You'll notice it's got these dividers in here, but one cool feature that they did was normally you have to take a pair of scissors or a knife and cut these apart, but these here, you can just break it apart. And you can see that you don't have to trim it or any of that. You can just take and, if I can do this, there we go. It just fits right in there. They don't have any trimming. And this little extra piece right here, it breaks right off as well. So, see, you can see I did it one-handed. So you don't have to sit there and trim all those excess pieces off. So that is a major plus. Now, I know you guys ain't wanting to see that. That's not the reason you come to watch this video. You're wanting to see the cool feature that everybody is interested in. Let me go ahead and set this over here on the table. In the bottom here, it has this gel in the bottom. And so, what it does is it keeps your lures or whatever you put in here from moving around and rattling around. And, if all your lures are bumping into one another while they're, if you're like me, you've probably got them in the bed of your truck. And, if you just happen to run into a good fishing hole, then, you might stop. And my lures ride around in the back of my truck for all the time. And so, over time, you've got them banging into one another. And yeah, some of my lures are looking pretty rough. And so, this helps prevent that, because what happens is once you take, well, I'll show you with this treble hook. Once you take and just drop it on there, it's stuck. Let me pull these out. And I haven't pushed it down in there. I just dropped it. I'm going to show you. Ain't that cool? It's like that. It's stuck to the bottom. That gel is super sticky, and it just picks up every little thing. So that is their claim to fame with these. And you can see where I dropped the piece off the little divider. It didn't move as well, but you're still able to reach in there and grab it and pull it out. And the same thing with this treble hook. So that is the big draw to this product, is it has this gel in the bottom, and it prevents your lures from getting all scratched up and looking rough. And plus, you know, if your hooks are always banging into other lures, you know, it can dull your hooks. But plus, you know, as far as sound too, you ain't gonna have all that rattling. And so that's one feature that, you know, I think this company is probably gonna realize, you know, we have something really cool here that can quieten down certain items in a tackle box, but not just a tackle box. They could use it to put crafts in, or, you know, let's say you've got a nice Hot Wheels car collection. You could stick Hot Wheels in here, and they're not going to roll around and bang into one another. And, you know, all kinds of crafts, camping, hiking, you know, just little bitty things that you might, you know, just be thrown in a backpack. You could organize them by putting it in here, and they're not going to rattle around like in a, let's say you're out hiking and you keep certain stuff in here. You don't want to hear that rattling all day long while you're hiking. And so this would be a good way to store some of those items. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But, you know, let's say you've got a junk drawer with pens and batteries, and, you know, everybody's got a kitchen junk drawer. This would be really cool to stick some of that stuff in as well. And I've got some tools here that I want to throw in here and show you just how it works as just a makeshift toolbox. All right, guys, I'm back. I had a tool set just laying around here in the house, and I thought, you know what, it'd be awesome to have this is a storage area for a toolkit. Let's say up underneath the seat of your car or truck. And you know, a lot of times when you store tools in a toolbox, they're rattling around, and you always get that one socket that goes ting 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 ting, and just annoying the crap out of you while you're trying to drive down the road. But I just threw this together within like 2 minutes, and you know, you can see I've got 4 screwdrivers, I've got a slew of sockets, a ratchet, a flashlight, and a multi-tool. I mean, you know, that's pretty good for just an everyday toolbox to keep in your car. You might think of some other things, but there's still plenty of room in here for some other stuff, you know. I didn't try to jam pack everything in there. You can see there's still quite a bit of room. But anyways, I just wanted to show you, you could easily make this a rattle-free toolbox. And the cool thing about it is you can pick this all up, and look, ain't that crazy? I'm holding it vertical. Nothing's falling out. That's pretty crazy. Now, some of those heavy sockets did lean over, but they did not completely fall out. And I didn't push them down in there and try to force them down into that adhesive, that sticky gel in the bottom. But I'm sure, you know, now they would, since they've been pushed down, that they might hold a little better. I just stuck them down in there. Let's see if this stuff will hold upside down. I don't know if I can video it with me holding the phone, but you can see it's vertical. Yeah. Yeah, I only had one drop out. Yeah, I guess if you hold it completely over, then those heavy sockets will fall out. But you also got to remember, you're not going to be turning that thing upside down like what I just did, intentionally trying to drop them out. But you can see how everything, you know, pretty much held in place with the exception of 4 sockets. Now, they did fall over, they did lean over, but if that would have been a normal tackle box, you would have dropped everything, and you would have had to pick it all up, and then, you know, it would have just been a big mess. So let me put these back in here, and I'm going to show you my next test for this. All right, I'm back. I put all those sockets, those 4 that fell out, I just put them back down in the box. I flipped them upside down so they would have a wider base to stick to. These are some of those funky sockets. They're Huskies, but anyways, they got a wider base, so I stuck them down. And that's probably the reason why they fell out, is because I put them on the narrow end, and so they were heavy at the top, and that's probably what caused them to fall out. But I wanted to show you right here, when you close the lid and you try to shake this thing, you just barely hear something, and I'm shaking it hard. So, you know, that tells me that if you had some lures in there, you know, they're not going to bounce around, because they ain't no lure going to be as heavy as some of these real big sockets. I mean, that's a nice chunk of steel. So that's, you know, so truth be known, you know, you might get a little bit of rattle, but nothing like you would if it was just in a regular run-of-the-mill tackle box. So anyways, I think that this would make a great, you know, toolbox for your car, truck, or whatever. I think it'd be a great craft box, but, you know, I'm fixing to show you what it's made for. It's made for fishing tackle. So anyways, it is what it is, guys. So hang out with me just another minute. All right, guys, you can see I went ahead and pulled all the sockets and tools and all that out of there. And then I just took and dropped some crankbait down in here, just like you would probably have it organized at your house. And one thing I do like about this tackle box is, you know, most tackle boxes, and even this one, has the little dividers in here. But since this has the sticky gel in the bottom, and I really don't see that much of a need for those dividers, because, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. So, you know, you can use those if you want. Like if you're using them for, let's say you're going to put some weights or something over here, then I can see to use those dividers. But, you know, when you're just throwing in regular baits like this, it's not like they're going to slide into one another and all the hooks are going to get tangled up. So, you know, I'm probably not going to use the dividers very much. You know, in certain scenarios, I might. But you can even take and pull the lures out. And one thing I'll go ahead and tell you is this lure here has like a feather on the end of it. I didn't notice that it pulled out anything. I would figure that gel, as strong as it is, would pull out some of the feathers, but you know, it didn't. It looks like it's still intact, and I pulled it out off camera several times, and I didn't notice that any of the fabric or the feathers or threading or any of that was pulled. You would see it stuck to the gel. So, you know, that was a question that I had. So anyways, one thing I want to show you is, let's say you've got some treble hooks, and you're just going to push them in there, and, you know, they're not going to go anywhere. That's what I'm saying. You know, you've got, they're not going to move. With that sticky gel in the bottom, it holds these lures pretty tight. And like I showed you a second ago, if it'll hold one of them sockets that's really heavy, then you know it's got to hold these lures. And I know it dumped a couple of them out, but you also got to remember that's a heavy socket. So to me, it's still a win-win, because you're not going to have a lure that's going to weigh as much as those sockets. So anyways, so I think it's a pretty cool thing that they've come out with. I love the gel. They do offer it. Let's say you already own some tackle boxes, or even like Pelican cases or whatever. They make like a gel insert. They sell like a pad of this where you could cut it to fit it to whatever box you have. So, you know, that is handy if you don't want to use their locks. You know, they do sell the gel. So, anyways, you can check their website out. I'll put a link in the description for all that. But, anyways, I'm sure you guys are wondering, well, what if you drop some dirt or something in there? Well, yeah, the dirt's going to stick to it, but, you know, if you get dirt in just a regular tackle box, like this one right here, you can see that I've got some dirt and stuff in the corner, you know, you know, you're going to get a little dirt in there. But the cool thing about this gel is you can wash it out. It doesn't hinder you in any way. You can take some soap and water and wash them out. So that is pretty cool. One thing you'll notice is, let's say you take your finger and you mash down in it, you can see your fingerprints down in there. But it's like over time, it's like it self-heals itself and it just smooths itself back out. This stuff is pretty crazy. So, you know, if you're in the market for some new tackle boxes that's you don't want to hear all this stuff rattling around and banging around and knocking the paint off your lures and doling your hooks, check these lure locks out. I think you'll be pretty happy with them. And anyways, and lastly, guys, I wanted to let you know that this gel that's in the bottom doesn't leave any kind of residue on your lures. It's not going to melt like on a hot summer day. It's not going to melt onto your lures and stick to them and ruin them and pull the paint off your lures. You're not going to have any of that. And so it's not going to leave any kind of residue or no odor, none of that kind of stuff. So, you know, that is one major benefit. So anyways, guys, one last thing I wanted to make mention about this company is it is made in the USA, and they're made in Wisconsin, I believe. And so anyways, check them out, give them some business. And by no means is this a paid review. They didn't pay me to say any of this. I just thought I would do a good review on the lure lock. You guys know I review a lot of different stuff. And so anyways, make sure you check them out, check out their website. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description. If there's something that you'd like to see me do a review on, please put it in the comments. And hey, hit that notification bell so every time I make a new video, you get a little notification saying, hey, watch this video. So anyways, guys, that's the end of this. I'm going to wrap it up and talk to you guys later. Have a good one.